Hello, my name is Michael Wood, and I'm a Japanese professor at Chapman University. My story concerns the birth of my third child, Simon Eugene. Simon was born the day before Thanksgiving in post-Katrina New Orleans. In my family, I traditionally cook the Thanksgiving meal, and typically I tend to forget some of the smaller aspects of the meal, for example, dried cranberries, things like that. So right before my son was born, the night before Thanksgiving, I decided to go to the grocery store to do some last minute shopping, get pie crust, cranberries, some stuff for some sage and things like that. And while I was shopping, my wife called to tell me that her water broke. I was in the checkout line when she called, and I contemplated for a few seconds whether to pay for what I came to purchase or whether I should just run home. I decided to leave my cart there and made a break for it, ran out the front of the grocery store. Of course, the security guards thought I was stealing something. So one of them pinned me up against the minivan and asked why I was running from the store. And I explained to him that my wife was having a baby. Soon afterwards, I was home, and my wife got in the car right away, and we made our way to the hospital. Although it being the night before Thanksgiving, many of the students, we lived close to Loyola University and Tulane University, were out in the streets having a big party. And this was a street we had to go down to get to the hospital. So as I was driving down the street, it became very congested. We came to a stop. Meanwhile, my wife was complaining about the pain and saying that the baby's on its way, it's coming. At which point I rolled down the window and shouted, get the hell out of the way. My wife's having a baby. At which point, many of the students on the side of the road took up my cause and started cheering for us and started, on our behalf, started shouting, get the hell out of the way, the man's wife's having a baby. We parted the crowd like Moses parted the Red Sea, which eventually cleared the road, and we made it to the hospital. At the hospital, the normal entrance, after-hours entrance to the hospital was closed due to construction, so we were delayed again. At this point, my wife was trying to take off her pants inside the car, and eventually I found the emergency room, double parked the minivan in 2 ambulance spots, and rushed with my wife in my arms to the emergency room door, only to find it locked. There was a janitor on the other side of 2 sets of double doors, and I pounded on it with reckless abandon, trying to get his attention, trying to get him to open up the doors for us, but he just kept on shaking his head and pointing in a direction saying, go around. At which point, another woman on the sidewalk, and at this point my wife had taken her pants off, who was smoking, started shouting on our behalf, open the fucking door, the man's wife's having a baby. At which point the janitor finally opened the door for us, and I picked my wife up and brought her in. And the first space I could find to set her down was a table in the ambulance driver break room. As I was setting her down, I saw out of the corner of my eye a nurse running towards us, telling us, you can't be there. At which point I opened my wife's legs and the head popped out. I caught our third child and essentially delivered the baby. When the nurse saw this, of course, she jumped into action and everything turned out very well. Once my wife and new son were taken to the neonatal ward, one of the nurses reminded me that my car was still running in the ambulance parking spot. I went out, moved the car, and only after that had the sense to look at my phone and to look at the time of delivery. And it was at that point I realized from the moment my wife's water broke, or the moment she called me at the grocery store, the moment of delivery, only 23 minutes had elapsed. It was a very exciting birth, one that I was totally unprepared for in terms of the delivery, and but I'm happy to say that everything turned out very well. Thank you.